Okay, good morning, students. Am I audible? Good morning, students. Am I audible? Okay. So we'll start the session in 2 minutes. Okay. So coming to today's class, as you can see, in our unit one, that means our course objective one, we have completed almost all the topics. So let me tell. So I have explained what is meant by computer networks and what are the applications of computer networks and what are the hardware related things, network hardware related things. I mean, not in depth, but a brief introduction. Okay. Then we have discussed about network software design issues and what are the reference models that are built for network software designing. So we saw two reference models. One is OSI reference model, another one is TCP/IP reference model. And we also saw what are the differences between what are the I mean, we have compared these two reference models, OSI and TCP/IP. Then in the last class, we have also discussed examples of network, that means ARPANET, NSFNet, and internet. So don't worry about novel networks. Novel networks means nothing but these all these networks are called novel networks. Okay. Now in this class, we are going to see the last topic. The last topic is about network topologies and network types. Okay, so the last two topics are very easy topics to remember. At the same time, you will surely get one question. Either you will see a 4 marks question. I mean, if you have 4 marks question, you will see short answer questions from this particular topic. Otherwise, a long answer question will be there for sure. Okay, so we are going to see network topologies and network types. Just give me a minute. Let me go to today's slide. I completed so many topics. Yeah. So in today's class, we are going to learn how basically a network you can design. Okay, so depending on the requirements, which type of topology you can choose while designing the network. Okay, and depending on the other parameter, that means nothing but the size, how you can divide the network into categories. So all these things we are going to see. So before starting, let me confirm I am audible, right? I repeat, am I audible? Okay. So let me start the first topic, network topologies. So network topologies means it refers the way in which the network is laid out physically. That means when you are building a network, so when you are, say for example, you purchased a computer, okay, so you will decide where to put that computer and how to connect that computer, okay, whether you are going to go with, if you have multiple computers, whether you want to place all the computers in the same room or if you want to place different in them in different rooms, and how to connect those computers, all these things falls under physical layout. Okay, so if you are building a network, how physically you are going to lay down that network, okay, and how you are going to connect those network, I mean those computers with one another in that network. So that is nothing but the network topology, which is, you sometimes you may see the word physical topology or logical topology, but and anyhow it represents the physical layout of your network. Okay, so when you build a network, you are going to see these two things. So when you connect to two or more devices, whatever you are using to connect is called a link, sometimes a channel. Okay, so two or more links forms a topology. That means if you have only one link, that means if you are simply connecting two systems together with one another by using a simple single wire, then you can't say that is a topology. It's just a point to point connection between two hosts. Okay, so to call something a topology, you need two or more links. Okay, so a topology of a network is the geometric representation. Okay, uh, so the geometric representation of the relation of all the links and linking devices. Okay, so the linking devices are called nodes. Okay, that means when you connect three computers, for example, you can connect the three computers in different ways. So how you can connect three computers? You can connect, okay, let me, yeah. You can connect these three computers in this manner. Okay, let's say computer A, computer B, computer C. You can connect the three computers in a triangular manner. Let's say that means nothing but it is something like a ring. Okay, so A, B, C. Or you can connect these three computers to a common device. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, so this is A, this is B, this is C. So this is, let's say, junction box. Okay, don't call it as a junction box, just for understanding before going into the topic. Let's say it is something like junction box. So there are different ways of connecting the computers. Okay, so everything has their cons and pros and cons. We are going to discuss all these types of things. So the basic four topologies that you are going to see in any computer network topology, any computer networks layout are the mesh topology, star topology, bus topology, and ring topology, and you can mix them together, which is normally called as a hybrid topology. Okay, so combination of any two or more is called hybrid topology, or sometimes tree topology. Okay, so the major is these four: mesh topology, star topology, bus topology, ring topology. But you can combine these things with one another. So that combination is called hybrid topology or tree topology. So we are going to concentrate on these four in this particular class. So what is meant by mesh topology and what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, then what is meant by star topology, advantages, disadvantages, bus advantages, disadvantages, at the same time ring advantages and disadvantages. So they're working advantages followed by disadvantages. So these three things you are going to learn. Okay, so let's start. Topology, the mesh topology can be represented, an example as shown on the right side. Okay, so in a mesh topology, as you can see, every computer has dedicated point to point links. Every computer, for example, if you take these two computers has dedicated point to point link between them. If you take these two computers, so these two computers has a dedicated point to point link between them. If you have these two, so these two have a dedicated point to point link between them. So here there are the advantages in this particular concept. The mesh topology is, um, let me show the advantage. Okay, so there is no traffic problem. So because when you are communicating with a specific person, you and that specific person has a separate link. Okay, that means, for example, you can represent them as five different locations and roads between them. Okay, there are total 5 different locations, and the connecting roads are these things. Okay, so the connecting roads are these things. So as you can see, every pair of locations has their own pathway between them. Okay, so no other locations communication will go through that particular path. That means obviously there is no traffic problem. Okay, normally when one person is speaking something, the other person will be listening, so obviously this path will be dedicated for their communication. Okay, so the communication between, for example, let's give them names for understanding purpose. Okay, so this is called host 1, let's say host 2, and host 3, host 4, and this one is host 5. When host 1 and 2 is communicating with one another, this link will be used. There is no need to disturb anyone else. When H2 and H3 is communicating with one another, this link will be used. H2 by let's say 3 by 2. Okay, this one let's name it as 1 by 2, and this one is let's name it as 2 by 4, and this one is 1 by 3. Okay, this one is 3 by 4. So everyone has their own link, so there is no way of getting traffic problems. Okay, and robustness. So robustness means nothing but whenever there is a problem, you must be able to identify. I mean, first thing, whenever there is a problem, the problem must be limited to few stations. It must not affect all the stations. Okay, so for example, if there is a problem in between 3 and 1, if there is a problem between node 3 and node 1, that means for example this link was break down, then obviously 1 and 3 will not be able to communicate with one another, but all the remaining communications will happen with one another without any problem. So H1 can communicate with H2. H1 can communicate with H2 without any problem. H2 can communicate with H3. H3 can communicate with H5. H5 can communicate with H2. So all the other communications will happen with one another, but these two people will not be communicating with one another. So that is called robustness. Okay. And the third advantage is privacy and security. When every two persons have their own separate link, then there is no need to worry about privacy and security. Okay, your communication will be completely secure because you two only have access to that particular link. No one else is accessing that particular link. That means that it is not a shared medium, it is a dedicated medium. And the last point, very important point, is fault isolation, identification and isolation. So fault identification means whenever there is a problem, you need to identify where is the problem. Okay, then you must be able to solve that problem easily. Then you can say fault identification and isolation is easy. If identification is different, difficult means, that means if there is a problem, you can see there is a problem, but you can't see where exactly is the problem, then you can say fault identification is difficult. Okay, you can see where is the problem, but you are not able to solve that problem easily, then you can say fault isolation is difficult. But here in mesh topology, these two things are very easy. That means when this link is break, immediately H1 and H3 will only affect it. That means H1 will not be able to communicate with H3, H3 will not be able to communicate with H1. Then immediately these two people will know that, okay, so only we two people are not able to communicate with one another. All the other communications are happening smoothly. That means the link between our two computers are disconnected, break. Okay, so fault identification became easy. Now fault isolation. So to repair this, you need to simply replace this wire. Okay, so the replacing this wire involves nothing else but removing this break wire and replacing, and means connecting a new wire, putting that new wire into these two ports. That's it. So that much easy it is. Now looking at this architecture, as you can see, to create a fully connected network with n nodes, how many links you need? If you have 5 nodes, as you can see here, you can detect 10 links: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So there are total 10 different links are there. So for 5 nodes you need 10 links. Okay, for 3 nodes you need 3 links. For 4 nodes you need 2 into 3, 6 links. Okay, so the number of links are very high, and To accommodate a mesh topology, as you can see here, how many ports you need to connect with a mesh topology? From this diagram, can anyone tell me how many ports your laptop needs to have in this particular scenario? Okay, 4. If your network contains 10 nodes, how many ports must be there in your laptop? Okay, 9. Good. So just imagine your laptop. Say in your section there will be around 60 students. Okay, you are using your laptops or let's say computer. So if you want to create a network with your 60 computers, how many ports you need? You need around 50, you need exactly 59 ports for 60 computers. Can you imagine a laptop or a PC with 59 ports to them? You can't even imagine. That means the CPU can't even accommodate those many ports. Okay, so that is the problem with this mesh topology. In mesh topology, the drawbacks of mesh topology, the disadvantages of mesh topology is installation and reconnection. Yeah, so the installation and reconnection are difficult. That means if you want to even install this, you need to invest more on the wires. Okay, and just imagine in our lab we have around 70 systems. So just imagine those 70 systems require 70 into 69 by 2 ports. Can anyone tell me what is the answer for this? 35 into 69. These many wires we need. What is the answer of 35 into 69? Two, 4, 1, 5. I don't know whether right is wrong. Okay. So since two people answered, it is right. So you need 2415 wires. Okay. And you need 69 ports in each computer. Okay, that means 2415 wires means you can't even put a computer there. All the things will be only wires laying around the entire floor of our lab. Okay, you can't even move freely. That much difficult it is. Okay, accommodating mesh topology. But in the beginning, they started with mesh topology only because they have no other option. Okay, because mesh topology comes with dedicated point to point links. Dedicated point to point links means there is no traffic problem. If there is no traffic problem means you can communicate easily. If there is a traffic problem, you need other mechanisms to control traffic. Okay, that's the reason why in the beginning they started with mesh topology. So the disadvantage is installation and reconnections are very difficult because the sheer bulk of wiring can be greater than the available space. Okay, అంటే మీ దగ్గర ఉన్న స్పేస్ కన్నా మీరు ఒక 100 సిస్టమ్స్ తో ఒక నెట్వర్క్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలంటే దానికి కావాల్సిన స్పేస్ కన్నా 100 కంప్యూటర్స్ పెట్టడానికి కావాల్సిన ప్లేస్ కన్నా ఈ వైరింగ్ ఎక్కువ ప్లేస్ కావాల్సి వస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ విత్ దిస్ మెష్ టోపాలజీ. And the hardware required to connect each link, that means the number of ports that are needed in your computer increases drastically. So you thought of connecting 60 computers in your lab, so you purchased 60 computers with 59 ports each. Now you want to add one more computer. Can you add easily? Okay, మీరు ఒక కంప్యూటర్ యాడ్ చేయాలి అంటే మళ్ళీ ప్రతి సిస్టమ్ లోనే ఒక అడిషనల్ పోర్ట్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలి. సో హౌ మచ్ డిఫికల్ట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ టు క్రియేట్ ఏ increase your network. That means nothing but scalability is also not there in mesh topology. You can use this word scalability. So scalability means can you increase or decrease your network whenever you want easily. So it is not possible. You can decrease, but it is increasing is not possible, not easy in mesh topology, because in mesh topology to connect one computer you need to change so many things. You need to add one port in each and every computer. You need to purchase those many wires additionally, and you need to think about how to lay down those wires in your workspace. So that is the drawback of this particular mesh topology. So these are the things. So let me repeat. So in mesh topology, every device will be having a dedicated point-to-point link with every other device. Okay, so to create a completely, a fully connected mesh network with n nodes, you need n into n minus 1 by 2 number of duplex mode links. If you have simplex, means obviously you need double to this number. ఇక్కడ ఒకే లింక్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ దిస్ లింక్ h3 టు h5 కమ్యూనికేషన్, h3 సెండ్ చేస్తాం, h5 ఈ లింక్ లోంచి రిసీవ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, h5 సెండ్ చేస్తాం, h3 ఈ లింక్ లోంచి రిసీవ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. దట్ మీన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ డూప్లెక్స్ లింక్, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సైమల్టేనియస్ ఆర్ నాట్. ఓకే, but if it is a simplex link, h3 to h5 we need one link, from h5 to h3 we need another link, then this number becomes double. That means the number of bytes will be n into n minus 1 simplex links. So you may get this question very rarely, but remember, if the links are simplex links, not duplex links, the number of bytes will be n into n minus 1, not n into n minus 1 by 2. Okay, and to accommodate these many links, every computer must have n minus 1 input output ports. Okay, and the advantages are no traffic problem, it is very robust. That means failure of one link will not affect the communications of others, and there is privacy and security, and fault identification and isolation is easy. Coming to disadvantages, installation and recorrection are very difficult. Okay, and a sheer bulk of wiring can be greater than the available space, so more wiring than computers. The hardware required to connect each link, that means number of IO ports are more. So these are the drawbacks of this particular mesh topology. That is the reason nowadays you won't see this mesh topology, at least fully connected mesh. Now let's see the next one. So the next one is called star topology, which will be looking like as you can see on the right side. So a star topology, will be looking like something on the right side. So in a star topology, if you can remember this diagram, you can put this diagram into words. That is nothing but the explanation. Okay, so in star topology, each device has dedicated point-to-point links, but not with one another, with a central controller, which is normally called as hub. Remember this point. In star topology, every device has a dedicated point-to-point link with hub. So every communication must go through the hub. That means when, for example, these two people are communicating with one another, let's say this is h1, okay, and this is h2, and this is h3 and h4. So when h1 wants to communicate with h3, h1 must send that data to hub will send that data to h3. So that is the procedure. So every communication must go through the hub. So in star topology, each device has a dedicated point-to-point links with the central controller, which is called as hub. So the advantage here is, so here normally when you discuss advantages and disadvantages from the second topology, you will be comparing them with the others. So in star topology, compared to mesh topology, it is obviously less expensive. Why? For 4 computers in mesh topology, how many bytes we need? For 4 computers in mesh topology, how many bytes we need? Okay, 4 computers means 4 into 4 minus 1 by 3, that is 6 wires. Okay, so for 4 computers we need 6 wires, and each computer must have how many ports? Each computer must have how many ports for 4 computers? 3 ports. Okay, 3 ports అనేవి ఈజీగా రావమ్మా. పోర్ట్స్ అంటే జస్ట్ పోర్ట్ ఒకటి ఉంటే సరిపోదు. ప్రతి కంప్యూటర్ లోను ఐఓ పోర్ట్, ఐ మీన్ ల్యాన్ పోర్ట్ కావాలి అంటే యూ నీడ్ టు పర్చేస్ సంథింగ్ కాల్డ్, ఇఫ్ I think most of the boys will know this, network interface card. Okay, మన సిస్టమ్ లో ఒక పోర్ట్ కావాలి అంటే ఒక ఎడిషనల్ కాంపోనెంట్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలి. దట్ కాంపోనెంట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ నెట్వర్క్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ కార్డ్. ఓకే, సో అటువంటి కార్డ్స్ 3 పర్చేస్ చేయాలి ప్రతి కంప్యూటర్ కి. ఓన్లీ ఇఫ్ యూ థింక్ యువర్ నెట్వర్క్ హ్యాస్ 4 కంప్యూటర్స్ అట్ మోస్ట్. అదే ఇక్కడ తీసుకుంటే మనకి 4 కంప్యూటర్స్ ఉన్నాయి అంటే ఎన్ని వైర్స్ యూస్ చేస్తున్నాం? In this particular topology, for 4 computers, how many wires we are using? We are using 4 wires. Okay, so this is wire 1, this is wire 2, wire 3, wire 4. So that is one thing. And how many ports are there in every computer? This one need only one port, this one need only one port, one port, one port. So ఎక్కువ ports purchase చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు, ఎక్కువ wires purchase చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. That is the reason the star topology is less expensive than the mesh topology. And even installation is very easy. Okay, as long as your hub has sufficient number of ports, if you want to add a computer, you can simply purchase the computer along with one port, and you can purchase one wire and you can put that wire to this particular hub. So installation is that much easy, and robustness is there. So robustness means a breakage in a wire. If this wire is breaked, only this device will be disconnected from the network. All the remaining can communicate with one another without any problem. So robustness is there. So you need to remember these terms. What are the things that you need to, what are the parameters that you need to use for comparison purpose, for mentioning advantages and disadvantages? So cost point of view, installation point of view, robustness point of view, and fault identification and isolation. So fault identification and isolation is very easy, because whenever a person is not able to send some data to hub or receive some data from hub, immediately you can say the problem is with their link. Okay, so that is the advantage of this particular topology. So almost all the disadvantages of mesh topology became advantages to star topology. Now let's see what are the disadvantages here. So the main disadvantage of this topology is the entire network depends on this central device. Okay, if the device itself fails, then no one can do anything, no one can communicate with one another. So that is the major drawback of this star topology. So dependency of the whole topology on a single point, that is nothing but the hub. And the other disadvantage, which you need to remember for now, because you don't know the other things, the other topologies that we are going to discuss. So more cabling is needed in star topology compared to the other topologies. So ring and bus topology, compared to mesh topology, less cabling, but compared to ring and bus topology, more cabling is needed. Just give me a minute. Okay. I repeat, everyone is clear with mesh star topologies? Guys, I'm not seeing any answers from the chat box. Is it clear, or you have any specific doubt in mesh and star topology? Go on. I'll come back these two after finishing the remaining two topologies. I will again cover these things if you want. So let me go with the next topology. So the next topology is bus topology. Okay. In bus topology, the structure is something different, as you can see on the bottom. Okay, so in bus topology, as you can see, compared to star topology, here we have very less cable. Okay, so there we need four cable. Yeah, we need only one main cable, that is nothing but the bus cable, and we need small cables called drop lines, so which are very cheaper compared to the main cable. So the main cable is only one cable. So as you can see here in bus topology, unlike the preceding topology, the bus topology is a multi-point. It is not a single point-to-point links. We are using a shared communication medium here. So in bus topology, the wire is going to be shared between all these people. Okay. So obviously here we need some mechanism to control who can send and who can listen and who need to wait. Otherwise, if when this host is sending something, if this host is also when this host is screen is not visible, is it visible or not? I think in between my connection has dropped a little. That's the reason you are not okay. Maybe my network has some issues. Let me put my mobile. Now it's fine, right? So okay. So I think it is clear with the remaining the previous two topologies. Yeah, okay, good. Now let me come to this bus topology. So in our previous cases, every laptop or every computer is connected with one another or with the central controller by using a dedicated point-to-point link. But here we are using a common communication medium. So when this host one sends something, when this host one sends something into the medium, if at the same time if other peoples also send something, these two people's communications collide with one another. So obviously you can say when in the same road, if two peoples comes in the opposite direction, so obviously they will collide with one another, which is nothing but the accident will happen. So same thing is going to happen here. So you need much more sophisticated mechanisms to communicate, to perform communication here. Okay, but there is advantages here. So in before going into those advantages and disadvantages, first let's see what is meant by bus topology. As I said, one long cable acts as a backbone here. So this is called backbone cable, bus cable. So there are so many names for this cable. So it is, the basic name is bus cable, the other name is backbone cable, the other name is thick cable. Okay, so it is called thick net, and this wire is called thick cable, and these small things are called thin cables. Okay, these are called thin cables. This cable is called thick cable. Okay, because the thickness of that cable is very high. Now the nodes are connected to the bus cable by using two components. One is drop lines. So the thin wires that you are seeing in this diagram is called drop lines, and this uh, sky blue components that you are seeing is called tabs. సో దీన్ని చూస్తుంటే మీకు ఏదైనా మీ రియల్ వరల్డ్ లో అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి ఏదైనా గుర్తొస్తుందమ్మా? Can anyone? Can anyone give me an example? Yeah, water taps. Okay, so just imagine there is a tank. Okay, I'm bad at drawing diagrams. So a pipe is connected to that tank. Now the municipality systems normally works like this. Water supply pipe, a long thick pipe is going to be laid around the city. Okay, an underground system. So if your home needs a connection, immediately what you are going to do, you are going to dig that. Okay, and you are going to make a puncture here, and you are going to add a T junction here. From that T junction you are going to get a thin pipe. So same mechanism we are going to use in our bus topology. Okay, so the advantages in bus topology is ease of installation. Okay, so it's very easy to install, very less cabling is there compared to mesh and star topology. Less cabling means easily you can install that, but the main disadvantage in this particular topology is so difficult to reconnect and fault isolation. సో ఇక్కడ మీకున్న ఒక మెయిన్ ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఈజ్ ఎ బ్రేకేజ్ ఇన్ ద మీన్ ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఎక్కడైనా ఒక చోట బ్రేకేజ్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి అమ్మ పైప్ లో, ఏమవుతుంది, మొత్తం అందరికి వాటర్ సప్లై ఆగిపోతుంది, అవునా కాదు? ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఈజ్ ఎ బిగ్ బ్రేకేజ్ ఇన్ ద వాటర్ మెయిన్ సప్లై పైప్ సమ్వే, so immediately everyone will see the effect, because when there is a easy way to leak the water, obviously the water is not going to take the difficult way, that is nothing but your taps. ఓకే, సో పైప్ ఎక్కడైతే లీకేజ్ ఉందో అక్కడ నుంచి ఎక్కువ వాటర్ లీక్ అవడం స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఎప్పుడైతే లీక్ అవడం స్టార్ట్ అవుతుందో మిగిలిన ప్లేసెస్ లో వీక్ అయిపోవడం కానీ లేకపోతే కంప్లీట్ గా వాటర్ రావడం ఆగిపోవడం కానీ జరుగుతుంది. సో ద సేమ్ ప్రాబ్లం హ్యాపెన్స్ హియర్. So here, for example, if there is a break here, then you may think that these two people can communicate with one another, but these two people can also not communicate with one another. So no one can communicate with one another if there is a breakage in the link at any point. Even the breakage is somewhere here, okay, with the other end of the communication link, still there is no way to communicate with one another. That is the reason it is very difficult to perform fault isolation and identification. So identification is difficult. మీరు పొరపాటున ఏదో విధంగా ప్రాబ్లం ఇక్కడ ఉందని తెలిసినా ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ని సాల్వ్ చేయలేరు. ద ఓన్లీ వే టు సాల్వ్ దట్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఈజ్ రీప్లేసింగ్ దిస్ ఎంటైర్ వైర్ అగైన్. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ difficult to reconnect and difficult to false identification and isolation. And the other thing is difficult to add a new device. So why it is difficult? ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్ గా ఇందాక చెప్పిన ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ప్రకారం మీరు వాటర్ not just yeah, there is one answer from 5H4 paste that answer to everyone. So why I am saying it is difficult to add a new device means say for example the municipality department designed the tank in a way that it can supply up to 100 houses that are nearby. If there are 10 more houses, obviously when you connect those 10 more houses to the water supply link, the others will see the difference. The others can identify that their water supply became slow, okay, compared to previous. So previously it used to be coming with much speed, now it became slow. At one point some people even will not even get the someone raised hand. Who is that? Oh, immediately they placed it down. Okay, so in the same way ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే అమ్మా మీరు ఇక్కడ H4 పోస్ట్ చేసిన క్వశ్చన్ చూసారా, ఇఫ్ మోర్ డివైజెస్ ఆర్ కనెక్టెడ్ ద పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ద నెట్వర్క్ విల్ బికమ్ స్లోవర్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ కొలిజన్స్, డేటా కొలిజన్స్. మీరు ఎంత కంట్రోల్ చేసినా సరే ఒకే పాత్రని మల్టిపుల్ పీపుల్ షేర్ చేసుకుంటుంటే ఆబ్వియస్లీ దెర్ ఈస్ ఎ ఛాన్సెస్ ఆఫ్ గెటింగ్ కొలిజన్స్. దట్ ఈస్ వన్ థింగ్. బట్ ద అదర్ థింగ్ ఈస్ దెర్ ఈస్ ఎ న్యూటన్స్ లా, ఎనర్జీ కాంట్ బి క్రియేటెడ్ and can't be destroyed. It can be only transferred from one state to another state. So everyone is familiar with this law, yes or no? Yeah. Now I want to all recollect one more thing. When a current goes through a wire, part of the current will go out as heat, yes or no? సో వైర్ లో కరెంట్ వెళ్తున్నప్పుడు వైర్ హీట్ జనరేట్ చేస్తుంది, అవునా కాదా? సో ఎవరీవన్ నోస్ దిస్ థింగ్, రైట్? నౌ ఇఫ్ యూ అప్లై ద ప్రీవియస్ న్యూటన్స్ లా, హీట్ అనేది ఎక్కడి నుంచి క్రియేట్ అవ్వదు కదమ్మా. ఇట్ మస్ట్ బి one particular type of energy must be changed into heat. So that is nothing but the current. So part of your current
part of your current, your power will be lost as heat. Now in this bus cable, that part is very high. When the signal moves from this point one end to the other end, here the signal will be high, but when the signal goes further and further and further, the signal becomes very weak. నా ఇలా వీక్ అయిపోయేటప్పుడు మీరు ఇంకా 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 యాడ్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళడం కానీ, పర్వాలేదు ఇంకా లెంత్ ఎక్కువ పెడదాం అని చెప్పేసి మీరు ఎక్కువ లెంత్ యూజ్ చేయడానికి కానీ ఆప్షన్ లేదు. ద బస్ లెంత్ ఈజ్ లిమిటెడ్, ద నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ పర్సన్స్ యూ కెన్ కనెక్ట్ ఈజ్ లిమిటెడ్, అండ్ ద గ్యాప్ బిట్వీన్ దమ్ ఈజ్ లిమిటెడ్. ఓకే, సో లెంత్ లిమిట్ చేసాం కదా అని చెప్పేసి ఒక 10 మీటర్స్ కేబుల్ మీద 100 మందిని కనెక్ట్ చేస్తామంటే అది కుదరదు. ఎందుకంటే పర్సన్ కి మధ్య ఇంత మినిమం గ్యాప్ ఉండాలి అని ఒక కన్స్ట్రెయింట్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది, ఫస్ట్ థింగ్. అండ్ సెకండ్ థింగ్ ఈస్ maximum number of persons that can connect to this cable is limited, and the maximum length is limited. So these are all the disadvantages of this particular topology. So one is attenuation, another parameter is this one, reflection. మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే ఒక ట్యాప్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తారో, ఈ ట్యాప్ ఏంటంటే ఈ స్మూత్ సర్ఫేస్ డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తుంది. ఎప్పుడైతే స్మూత్ సర్ఫేస్ డిస్టర్బ్ చేస్తుందో, వాట్ ఎవర్ సిగ్నల్స్ ఆర్ ట్రాన్స్మిటెడ్, పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ దో సిగ్నల్స్ విల్ బి రిఫ్లెక్టెడ్ బ్యాక్. ఓకే, లీక్ అవ్వడం కొంత అయితే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ యాజ్ ఎ హీట్, part of the signals will be reflected back. So obviously the signal will be weakened quickly if there are more taps. So more people connect అయితే more reflection వస్తుంది, more reflection వచ్చింది అంటే more loss వచ్చింది, more loss వచ్చిందంటే more weakness వస్తుంది. 5:2. What is your question? You can ask in the chat box. Okay, so that is another problem. So because of all these things, the number of devices is limited, and the space between them is limited, and the length of the cable is limited. And whenever there is a fault or break in the bus, all the transmissions will stop. So these are the disadvantages of bus topology. Obviously you are getting an advantage, but to get this advantage you need to bear all these disadvantages. So that is about the bus topology. Now the last topology is called ring topology. Okay, so as you can see in this diagram, in ring topology all the devices are connected as a ring. So here in ring topology, every device will be having dedicated point to point link with 2 more devices. So those 2 more devices are called predecessor and successor. If you take this particular host, let's say this host 1, this will be predecessor and this will be successor. So here the meaning of predecessor means signal will always come from predecessor, signal will always move to the successor. So even this one wants to communicate with 6, the signal cannot go back. Okay, so the signal must go in this direction to the 6. So always the signal go in one direction. Okay, and the other thing is here we are having something called tokens. As you can see here, uses to tokens to control medium axis. ఇప్పుడు వీళ్ళందరూ రింగ్ కింద క్రియేట్ చేసాం, ఇప్పుడు అందరూ ఒకేసారి కమ్యూనికేట్ చేస్తే కొలిజన్స్ వచ్చే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది. సో టు అవాయిడ్ సచ్ థింగ్, టు మేక్ షూర్ all the people will not communicate at the same time, they are structured in a manner. What we are going to do is we are going to pass a special signal called token. So token అంటే నార్మల్ గా మనం మూవీస్ లో కానీ ఒక గేమ్ చూస్తూ ఉంటాం. నార్మల్లీ people will be sitting as a circle in the form of a circle, and one object will be passed from one person to another person. Okay, సో ఈ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మీ దగ్గరకు వచ్చినప్పుడే, నేను ఎవరి దగ్గర అయితే ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఆగిపోతుందో సర్టెన్ మ్యూజిక్ ప్లే ఆగిపోయే టైంకి, సో వాళ్ళు ఏదైనా మాట్లాడారు. లేదా ఏదైనా ఒక టాస్క్ చేయాలి. ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అనదర్ బెటర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈస్ whenever there is a group discussion, if the group discussion is not controlled, obviously every person is going to, I mean multiple persons are going to speak at the same time, which will create so much noise there. So instead of that, in some group discussions you will observe that they are going to pass one object. Okay, so if you have anything to speak, you can only speak when you have that object. సో నీ దగ్గర ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ వచ్చింది కదా అని ఆబ్జెక్ట్ నెక్స్ట్ పర్సన్ పంపించి మీరు మాట్లాడకూడదు. మీరు మాట్లాడినంతసేపు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మీ దగ్గరే పెట్టుకుని మీరు మాట్లాడాలనుకున్నదంతా మాట్లాడేసి అప్పుడు ఆబ్జెక్ట్ రిలీజ్ చేసి నెక్స్ట్ పర్సన్ కి. సో దట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ టోకెన్. సో సేమ్ మెకానిజం ఈస్ యూజ్డ్ హియర్. సో ఎ స్పెషల్ ప్యాకెట్, that packet is called token, will be moving from one computer to another computer. So let's say host 1 started the packet, he don't have anything to speak, so what he sent is he sent that token to host 2. సో 2 దగ్గర ఆ టోకెన్ వస్తుంది. 2 దగ్గర కూడా మాట్లాడడానికి ఏం లేదు. సో ఏం చేస్తాడు, ఇమీడియట్ గా టోకెన్ 3కి ఇస్తాడు. 3 దగ్గర మాట్లాడడానికి సంథింగ్ ఉంది. సో అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాడు, ఈ 3 టోకెన్ ని హోల్డ్ చేసి ఆ మాట్లాడాలనుకున్నదంతా మాట్లాడేసి తర్వాత టోకెన్ రిలీజ్ చేస్తాడు. సో ఈ మాట్లాడాలనుకునేది ఎవరికి వెళ్ళాలో వాళ్ళకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. తర్వాత టోకెన్ వస్తుంది కాబట్టి ఆ టోకెన్ 4కి వస్తుంది. సో 4 దగ్గర మాట్లాడడానికి ఏం లేదు. నెక్స్ట్ 5కి వెళ్తుంది. 5 నీడ్ టు సే సంథింగ్ టు 2. సో వాట్ హీ విల్ డూ, హీ విల్ సెండ్ దట్. Immediately he will release the token. So token will come to 6. So this is the procedure of working in token ring. Okay, in ring topology there is a predecessor, successor. Always you will send the data to successor, you will get data from predecessor, and there is a mechanism called token which will control who can communicate. So the advantages in ring topology is, so installation and reconfigure is relatively easy, because when you want to add a new computer, for example you have 3 computers till now in ring topology. సో ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఒక కొత్త కంప్యూటర్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలనుకోండి, ఇట్స్ వెరీ ఈజీ. యూ విల్ రిమూవ్ దిస్ లింక్. ఓకే, యూ విల్ పుట్ ద న్యూ కంప్యూటర్, యూ విల్ put the previous wire like this, and you will add a new wire like this. So installation is very easy, and fault identification and isolation is also easy, because whenever there is some breakage in the connection, immediately the next person will not get anything. Okay, all the other people can get something, but whoever is next to that breakage, whoever is next to this breakage will not get anything at any time. So he will wait for some time, and immediately if he is not getting any signal and not the token, immediately what he will do, he will send a notice to the administrator saying that there is some problem with the link just before to me. So that is what is the advantage here. So it is very easy to install and reconfigure, and it is easy to fault identification and isolation. So what are the disadvantages? యూనిడైరెక్షనల్ ట్రాఫిక్. సో ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఇక్కడ నేను ఇంతకు ముందు చెప్పినట్టు 1/6 తో కమ్యూనికేట్ చేయాలి అన్నా కూడా ఈ షార్టెస్ట్ పాత్ ఇది డైరెక్ట్ పాత్. బట్ వాట్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్, వీఆర్ సెండింగ్ ద డేటా ఇన్ దిస్ మేనర్, చుట్టూ తిరిగి పంపిస్తుంది అవసరం లేకపోయింది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద డ్రాబ్యాక్ హియర్. అండ్ ద అదర్ డ్రాబ్యాక్ ఈస్, ఈవెన్ ద ఫాల్ట్ ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ అండ్ ఐసోలేషన్ ఈస్ ఈజీ. If there is a fault in the link, that will affect all the communications. So ఇక్కడ fault వచ్చింది అంటే obviously టోకెన్ ఫర్దర్ మూవ్ అవ్వదు. టోకెన్ రాకపోతే మీరు డేటా పంపించడం కుదరదు. సో టోకెన్ ఎవరి దగ్గర ఉందో లాస్ట్ కి దగ్గరికి వస్తుంది. సో ఈ సిస్టమ్ దగ్గర రాగానే సిస్టమ్ దగ్గర టోకెన్ స్ట్రక్ అయిపోతుంది. సో no one can else communicate with one another, even though these people have link, they can't communicate with one another. Okay, and they can't even get a token. So that is the problem with this ring topology. So is it clear with all these topologies? సో ఇప్పుడు నాది క్వశ్చన్ అమ్మా, మన ల్యాబ్ లో ఏ టోపాలజీ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారు? Which topology is used in our lab? I got one answer, 5 I not star topology, 2 answers topology, G8 bus topology, 3 stars, 1 bus, 1 ring. Yeah, more stars. Okay, So the answer is star topology, because if you look at the corner of our labs, you will be looking at switches. ఓకే, మనం ఇంతకు ముందు స్టార్ టోపాలజీ ఒక సెంట్రల్ కంట్రోలింగ్ డివైస్ హబ్ అని చెప్పాం, అలాంటి ఒక స్విచ్ చూస్తాం మనం. సో దట్ స్విచ్ ఈజ్ యూజ్డ్ యాజ్ ద సెంట్రల్ కంట్రోలర్. సో ఎవ్రీ కంప్యూటర్ హ్యాస్ ఎ వైర్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ స్విచ్. సో రింగ్ టోపాలజీ మన ల్యాబ్ కి ఉంది, బట్ అది ల్యాబ్ లోపల లేదమ్మా. ఇప్పుడు మన కాలేజీలో చాలా ల్యాబ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో దెర్ ఈస్ ఎ ల్యాబ్, యూ కెన్ సే చాలా బిల్డింగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో మన బిల్డింగ్స్ లో ప్రతి ల్యాబ్ స్టార్ టోపాలజీ ఉంటాయి. మన బిల్డింగ్ మొత్తం నెక్స్ట్ మన ఈసీ బిల్డింగ్, నెక్స్ట్ మెకానికల్, ట్రిబుల్ ఇలా తీసుకుంటే ఈ బిల్డింగ్స్ అన్ని నార్మల్లీ రింగ్ టోపాలజీలో కనెక్ట్ చేస్తారు. సో ఏ కాలేజ్ తీసుకున్నా, ఏ ఆర్గనైజేషన్ తీసుకున్నా, ఆర్గనైజేషన్ లో ఒక రూమ్ కానీ లేకపోతే ఒక బిల్డింగ్ కానీ స్టార్ టోపాలజీలో యూజ్ చేస్తాం. అండ్ టు కనెక్ట్ బిల్డింగ్ టు బిల్డింగ్, the back end will be a ring topology. Bus is no more used and mesh is no more used. So the well used connections nowadays is ring and star topology, especially in small networks. Okay, so that is about ring topology. And so this is something like a hybrid topologies. Okay, in hybrid topology, as you can see, multiple connections, multiple topologies involves here. So as you see on the top, it is a star bus topology, and it is a star, sorry, this is a star bus topology, and this is a star ring topology, and this is a more complicated hybrid topology. You can see it is why it is called a tree topology also. సో ఈ ట్రీకి ఎప్పుడైనా సరే ఒక రూట్ దగ్గర నుంచి బ్రాంచెస్, ఆ బ్రాంచ్ కి సబ్ బ్రాంచెస్ కానీ లేకపోతే డైరెక్ట్ గా లీవ్స్ ఉన్నట్టు ఇక్కడ కూడా మనకి టోపాలజీలో ఇది మెయిన్ రూట్ అనుకోవచ్చు. ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఒక బ్రాంచ్ వెళ్ళింది, ఈ బ్రాంచ్ నుంచి మల్టిపుల్ సబ్ బ్రాంచెస్ అండ్ వీ కెన్ హ్యావ్ లీవ్స్ హియర్, ఆర్ హియర్ ఫర్దర్ యూ కెన్ డివైడ్ ఇట్ ఇంటూ ఫర్దర్ స్టార్ టోపాలజీస్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈజ్ అనదర్ వే. సో దెర్ ఆర్ సో మెనీ టైప్స్. నౌ లెట్ మీ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ అబౌట్ నెట్వర్క్ టైప్స్. So let me finish these two things quickly. So network types means we have 4 network types. So these network types are based on the distance, how much distance the network is spanned. Okay, so there is a small network which is called personal area network. Normally that is with all of us on our body. Okay, so normally ga manam bluetooth headsets use chestam, leda wearable devices use chestam, bands use chestam, laptop ki bluetooth mouse, I mean Bluetooth mouse use chestam, keyboards use chestam. All these things forming a small network called personal area network, that is PAN, which spans up to square meter. And LAN means local area network up to 1 kilometer. MAN means up to 10 kilometer. WAN means 100 to 1000, even more. That means a big network. Country, continent, city, room, building, campus, okay, around a person. So that is the network type based on the distance. Okay, so the criteria of distinguishing one type of network from another is difficult and sometimes confusing, but there are few parameters. So a well-known parameter is size and geographical coverage. The other parameter is ownership. So based on ownership, the networks can be categorized as public and private networks, that we will discuss later in the network layer, which is not even there in our syllabus, but still I will cover that topic, public and private networks. But for now, you need to concentrate on size and geographical coverage. So based on size, the networks are divided into PAN, LAN, MAN, WAN. Personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network. As you can see, the names came from their distance only. So based on the size, geographical area, 4 categories. So personal area network, I can finish these topics quickly. It is very easy to understand. So personal area network, as I said, so a Bluetooth connection will be normally used. A small set of wires will be used. So personal area networks let devices communicate over a range of a person. So a person ki minchi ekku dooram aithe vellamamma. Oka few like up to 1 meter means few centimeters distance lone untundi. So mana hand kunna ఒక స్మార్ట్ వాచ్ ఉందంటే ఆ వాచ్ కి మనం మొబైల్ కి మధ్య 1 మీటర్ కన్నా తక్కువ డిస్టెన్స్ ఉంది. మీటర్ కన్నా ఎక్కువ డిస్టెన్స్ అయితే నార్మల్ గా మనం మెయింటైన్ చేయం. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మీ మొబైల్ కి మీ హెడ్సెట్ కి మధ్య డిస్టెన్స్ కూడా 1 మీటర్ లోపే మెయింటైన్ చేస్తుంది. మీటర్ కన్నా ఎక్కువ అప్ టు 10 meters ఇట్ కెన్ వర్క్, బట్ ద బేసిక్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఈజ్ అప్ టు 1 meter. అండ్ మీ పీసీకి మీ మౌస్ కి మధ్య డిస్టెన్స్ కూడా 1 మీటర్ కన్నా తక్కువ ఉంటుంది. సో దిస్ కెన్ బి ఎ వైడ్ ఆర్ ఇట్ కెన్ బి వైర్లెస్. సో వైర్లెస్ అయితే బ్లూటూత్ యూస్ చేస్తాం. అండ్ దెర్ ఈస్ అదర్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ మీడియం విచ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ RFID. ఓకే, సో RFID ట్యాగ్స్ అంటూ యూస్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు కొన్ని కంపెనీస్ లో. సో RFID ట్యాగ్ యూస్ చేసి మనకి యాక్సెస్ ఇస్తూ ఉంటారు. సో రేడియో ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ ఐడి ట్యాగ్. Okay, so these are the communication mediums that you can use for personal area network. So remember, some textbooks not even considers this PAN as a network type. So in some textbooks you only you only see LAN, MAN, WAN, you won't see PAN. But for understanding purpose, I am adding this PAN, personal area network. So coming to the second one, so the second one is LAN. So LAN means is a privately owned network that operates within a building, a block, or a home, or a office. So in our college, you can say it is a big LAN. In your home, you can say you have a small LAN. Even in my home, as I say, for this Zoom meeting, I am creating a small LAN with the help of some Wi-Fi hotspot and my laptop. Okay, so this is nothing but a LAN. So a LAN can be normally created with a bus topology or a star topology and a ring topology. As you can see here, a LAN will be covering a single building, and even you can have a Wi-Fi LAN, as you can see on this bottom diagram. So in a LAN, normally used in companies, they called as enterprise networks. Okay, so private networks which are owned by companies are called enterprise networks. So wide LAN, the maximum speed that you can get is 100 Mbps to 1 Gbps if they are a normal some type old LANs. If it is a new LAN, you can go up to 10 Gbps. So these speeds are important when you compare. So normally you will get a question saying that compare LAN, MAN, WAN. So you need to compare them in terms of area. You need to compare them what geographical area they are going to cover, distance as well as area. The third parameter is how much speed you are going to get. The fourth parameter is what are the types of communication mediums you are going to use. So in wide LANs, you are going to use normally copper wires. So the copper wires maximum can provide up to 100 Mbps to 1 Gbps. The newer ones means 10 Gbps. Whereas wireless LANs means in wireless LANs, you will be having one access point, which is normally called as wireless router or base station, and they can operate from 11 to 100 Mbps per now. The new Wi-Fi technology, which is you can call Wi-Fi 6, which is coming nowadays, can give more speed. But when our textbooks is designed, speed is limited, so the speed is 100 Mbps. The maximum speed that you can get in a Wi-Fi LAN is 100 Mbps. Okay, now the second thing is MAN. So MAN means metropolitan area network. That means a network which covers a metropolitan area, a city. So a best example for MAN is cable network. So a cable network will be covering for an entire city. Okay, సో మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా సరే ఒక కేబుల్ నెట్వర్క్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే కేబుల్ నెట్వర్క్ లో ఒక మెయిన్ స్టేషన్ ఉంటుందమ్మా, విచ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ as head band. So this head end, so this head end will be getting signal from antenna. If they are also providing internet, they will be getting signal internet connection from some ISP provider. So they will combine these two things, they will multiplex these two things, and they will circulate them through wires laid around the city. And these wires will be having some locations, you will be having junction boxes, and you will be getting signal like this, which is something like a hybrid topology, which is a combination of star and bus topology here. Okay, so manaki cable TV connection అనేది star and bus topology యూస్ చేస్తాం. Okay, and so a metropolitan area network covers a city, which is an example is the cable network. So as you can see in this diagram, the bottom right side diagram, it has a cable head end, which is getting signals from antenna and internet, and which will be distributing them to the people's home. Okay, but nowadays you can hear a wireless 5G. I will answer your question by the end of after the end of this session. Okay, so WiMAX. మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే ఎయిర్టెల్, బిఎస్ఎన్ఎల్ nowadays in some specific cities providing internet through Wi-Fi. Okay, so internet through Wi-Fi. I'm not saying about Wi-Fi calling that you are hearing in your mobiles. Okay, I'm talking about internet through Wi-Fi rather than cell towers and rather than broadband connections from BSNL. They are providing them with Wi-Fi signal. Normally Wi-Fi is very limited range. They can go up to few meters, 10 meters, in worst case 20 meters, but this Wi max signal can go up to few kilometers. So that is nothing but Wi max, that is wireless metropolitan area network. So that is about MAN. Coming to WAN, so WAN that often country or continent. Okay, a van can be a privately owned van, as you can see here. An organization connected its main office van. You see, van. My internet connection is unstable. People, can you hear me? Students, can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So normally WAN will be interconnecting LANs. అంటే ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు మన కాలేజీలో ఒక ల్యాన్ యూస్ చేస్తున్నాము. సో మన కాలేజీలో ఉన్న ల్యాన్ ని గూగుల్ సర్వర్ తో కానీ, ఫేస్బుక్ సర్వర్ తో కానీ, లేకపోతే వేరే సర్వర్ తో కానీ, లేకపోతే వేరే కాలేజీ జేఎన్టీయూ ల్యాన్ తో కానీ కనెక్ట్ చేసేది ఏంటి అంటే ఇంటర్నెట్ కనెక్షన్. సో ఆ ఇంటర్నెట్ కనెక్షన్ ఏంటంటే WAN అనమాట. సో WAN అనేది నార్మల్ గా యూజెస్ ఫర్ కనెక్టింగ్, ఇంటర్ కనెక్టింగ్ స్మాలర్ ల్యాన్స్ టుగెదర్. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ మెంట్ బై wide area network. So WAN is normally created and run by communication companies and leased by organization that uses it. So మనకి ఇక్కడ WAN ఎవరు క్రియేట్ చేస్తారంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ బిఎస్ఎన్ఎల్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంది. సో బిఎస్ఎన్ఎల్ దగ్గర నుంచి మనం లీజ్ కి తీసుకుంటాం. నాకు ఇంత బ్యాండ్ విడ్త్ కావాలి, లేకపోతే నాకు ఈ లింక్ ఇక్కడ నుంచి సో అండ్ సో లొకేషన్ నాకు ఒక డెడికేటెడ్ లింక్ కావాలి అని చెప్పి మనం పర్చేస్ చేసుకుంటాం వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి. దట్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ WAN. ఓకే, సో వ్యాన్ లో మనం నార్మల్ గా చూసే టోపాలజీ ఏంటి అంటే మెష్ టోపాలజీ అమ్మ. ఇట్ మే నాట్ బి ఏ ఫుల్లీ కనెక్టెడ్ మెష్, బట్ ఇట్ మే బి పార్షియల్ కనెక్టెడ్ మెష్. సో దే యూజెస్ పాయింట్ టు పాయింట్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ లింక్స్. సో దెర్ ఈస్ ఎ కాన్సెప్ట్ కాల్డ్ స్విచ్డ్ వ్యాన్. సో స్విచ్డ్ వ్యాన్ గురించి మీకు అర్థం అవ్వాలి అంటే ఐ మీన్ లెట్ మీ anyone, you can see. Are you able to hear me? Can anyone guess what is showing in this picture? At least you can tell yes or no. What about this? ఏమన్నా తెలుసమ్మా? వైరింగ్ మెష్. So let me explain. The first picture is a telephone switching station. మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా పాత బ్లాక్ అండ్ వైట్ సినిమాల్లో ట్రంక్ కాల్స్ అనే ఒక టర్మ్ ఎక్కువ వినిపిస్తుండేది, ఎప్పుడైనా విన్నారా? ట్రంక్ కాల్. డస్ ఎనీవన్ నో వాట్ ఈస్ మెంట్ బై ఎ ట్రంక్ కాల్? $529. Vamsi, can you tell what is meant by a trunk call? You need to book quick. They used to book a trunk call to talk. Yeah, it's same. So let me explain. సో నార్మల్గా ఇంతకు ముందు మీరు లోకల్ కాల్ చేయాలి అంటే జస్ట్ డైల్ లిఫ్ట్ చేసి నెంబర్ డైల్ చేస్తే, మీన్ నెంబర్ డైల్ చేయడం కూడా కాదు, ఇన్ ద బిగినింగ్ whenever you lift the receiver, immediately you will hear the voice of the telephone operator. ఓకే, ఒక టెలిఫోన్ ఆపరేటర్ మీతో మాట్లాడతారమ్మా, మీరు ఎవరితో మాట్లాడాలనుకుంటున్నారు అని చెప్పేసి. సో ఇమీడియట్లీ యూ విల్ సే ఐ వాంట్ టు స్పీక్ విత్ సో అండ్ సో నెంబర్. సో అది మీరు లోకల్ నెంబర్ చెప్పుంటే ఇమీడియట్ గా వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఇటువంటి ఒక పెద్ద బోర్డు ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, ఈ బోర్డ్ లో ఈ స్మాల్ హోల్స్ ఏంటి అంటే ఇన్కమింగ్ లింక్స్ అన్నమాట. సో మీ ఇంటి నుంచి వచ్చే ఒక హోల్ కి మీరు ఏ నెంబర్ తో మాట్లాడాలనుకున్నారో ఆ నెంబర్ కి వెళ్ళే హోల్ కి కలిపి ఒక వైర్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తారు. సో కనెక్ట్ చేసే ముందు ఒకసారి వాళ్ళు ఆ నెంబర్ కి కాల్ చేసి వాళ్ళ ఫోన్ రింగ్ అయ్యేలా చేసి మీతో సో అండ్ సో పర్సన్ మాట్లాడాలనుకుంటున్నారు అని చెప్పేసి ఈ రెండింటికి ఒక ఆడియో జాక్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తారు. అర్థమవుతుందా? సో దట్ ఈస్ స్విచ్చింగ్, మాన్యువల్ స్విచ్చింగ్. అదే మీరు ట్రంక్ కాల్ చేయాలనుకోండి, అంటే ఒక ఎస్టీడీ కాల్ చేయాలనుకోండి, లోకల్ కాల్ అయితే విత్ ఇన్ ఫ్యూ మినిట్స్ లో ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయగలరు, ఫ్యూ సెకండ్స్ లో ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయగలరు. బట్ ఎస్టీడీ కాల్ అంటే మీరు బుక్ చేసుకోవాలి. సో మద్రాస్ లో సే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫ్రమ్ హియర్ యూ నీడ్ టు స్పీక్ విత్ సమ్వన్ ఇన్ చెన్నై. సో ఐ వాంట్ టు స్పీక్ విత్ సో అండ్ సో పర్సన్, సో అండ్ సో నెంబర్ ఇన్ చెన్నై అని చెప్పి మీరు కాల్ చేసి మీ ఆపరేటర్ చెప్తే, మీ ఆపరేటర్ ఏం చేస్తాడంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ యు ఆర్ స్టేయింగ్ ఇన్ తాడేపల్లిగూడెం. సో తాడేపల్లిగూడెం ఆపరేటర్ విల్ make a call to Vijayawada operator and he will establish part of the connection. So Vijayawada operator will make a call to Chennai operator and he will make a connection there. Chennai operator will make a call to the local town and make a connection there. So that local town operator will make a call to that particular home and we will make a connection. Then you will get the complete connection. అందుకే మీరు ఫోన్ చేసి బుక్ చేస్తే ఒక 1 hour కో 2 hours కో సమ్ టైమ్ ఒక 6-7 hours తర్వాత మీకు కాల్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ అయ్యి కాల్ ఉంటుంది. సో అది మాన్యువల్ స్విచ్చింగ్ అన్నమాట. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ యు ఆర్ సీయింగ్ ఆన్ ద లెఫ్ట్, ద ఫస్ట్ పిక్చర్. ఓకే, దిస్ స్మాల్ వర్షన్ ఆఫ్ టేబుల్. సో as you can see here, these wires, this person you can say telephone operator. అదే ఇప్పుడంటే తర్వాత మాన్యువల్ స్విచ్చింగ్ లోంచి మనం మెకానికల్ స్విచ్చింగ్ లోకి వచ్చాం. సో మెకానికల్ స్విచ్చింగ్ అంటే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఒక స్విచ్ ఇలా ప్రెస్ చేయగానే మాన్యువల్ గా, లేకపోతే ఒక మెషిన్ ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఒక స్విచ్ క్లిక్ చేయగానే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా వన్ పర్సన్ విల్ బి కనెక్టెడ్ విత్ ద అదర్ పర్సన్. దేర్ ఎనీ టైమ్ లిమిట్ టు ట్రంక్ కాల్. ఆబ్వియస్లీ దేర్ ఆర్ సో మెనీ థింగ్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ దోస్ డేస్, బట్ నాట్ నౌ. ఓకే, తర్వాత ఇంకా ఫర్దర్ ఇంప్రూవ్డ్ వర్షన్ ఏంటి అంటే ఇది ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ స్విచ్ అన్నమాట. ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ స్విచ్ అంటే మన మాన్యువల్ గా ఎవరు కనెక్ట్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. మీరు చేసిన కనెక్షన్ బట్టి ఆటోమేటిక్ గా అదే కాల్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయడం స్టార్ట్ చేస్తుంది. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద నౌవేడేస్ ల్యాన్ స్విచ్. సో ల్యాన్ స్విచ్ చూసారా, ఇక్కడ నుంచి ఈ స్టార్టింగ్ పిక్చర్ నుంచి ఇప్పుడు మనం ఈ పిక్చర్ లోకి వచ్చాం. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద టుడేస్ స్విచ్, an automatic switch, how it is going to work. So it's very easy. So everything is electronic components. So everything is small ICs, integrated circuits. So they are very portable but very efficient. So this is today's switch. So ఈ స్విచ్చింగ్ రౌటర్స్ ఏం చేస్తాయంటే, ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఇందాక చెప్పాను కదమ్మా, వ్యాన్ లో మల్టిపుల్ లింక్స్ ఉంటాయి, మెష్ టోపాలజీ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఒక మధ్యలో ఒక స్విచ్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే కంట్రోల్ చేస్తుంది, ఎవరితో మాట్లాడాలి, ఎవరితో కమ్యూనికేట్ చేయాలి, ఎవరితో కమ్యూనికేట్ చేయకూడదు. ఆల్ దిస్ రౌటర్ విచ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ స్విచ్చింగ్ రౌటర్. సో దట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ WAN is called switched WAN. Okay, so to make you understand that, I kept these pictures and I explained this much. I hope you will got the picture of our WAN. Okay, so the important questions that you may get from this particular unit is these questions, the basic questions, the direct questions. You may be asked indirectly, but still from these topics only. The very important questions are placed with star. So the first one is explain the functionalities ISO OSI, differentiate OSI and TCP/IP. Important different. Fourth one is WAN LAN MAN, compare WAN LAN MAN. So these 4 are important. The next is these 3 questions. So there are 7 questions are there that are very important from our subject, from this particular unit. Okay, So this is the end of our first unit. I thought of demonstration, but it is already 1:10. So I will give you the demonstration in the next class. Is it? I think it is audible. So I will give the demonstration in the next class. That means I will show a small simulation on how the layer 1 device, a hub, will work, how the layer 2 device switch will work, how the layer 3 device router will work, how two people will communicate with one another. మీరు ఒక బ్రౌజర్ ఓపెన్ చేసినప్పుడు ఒక వెబ్ పేజ్ యాక్సెస్ చేసినప్పుడు ఎంత ఎంత డేటా కమ్యూనికేట్ అవుతుంది. See, all these things I am going to show you in the next class, because now we don't have that much time. It is already lunch time for you people, if I am not wrong. I have time, but okay. Now those who have no queries can leave. If you have any queries, you can